Kamisha, you muted.
Oh my God. I literally had a whole entire conversation. Okay, so welcome to Commission Reviews. Okay, and okay. I'm sorry. My sister's she's the green and all. Y'all be doing all that stuff, like girl. So anyway, she would keep sure say that too. Uh welcome everybody to Love and Marriage Detroit recap. It's gonna be my soldier. Congratulations again, Kiss My Cheeks TV, on being monetized. I'm so proud of you guys. Please go and follow Kid My Cheeks TV. She is a great commentator. I get DMs and people say I love her. You know, they just like her. She's everything.
Thank
So,
you.
hmm so give me a quick fast forward queen recap of Love and Marriage Detroit.
Okay, this was a huge fast forward episode. It was a pretty much a lot of the same, but I missed last week, so I wanted to get here this week. Um, we're still at the skating party. Russell and Kobe have left, and now Latoya, who we really don't hear a lot from, is caping for Kobe, which I'm not mad for
Mm,
because I it's a lot I have to say about that situation. But Anthony is now in it. They're uninvited to the birthday party.
a
Christina's like, I
mess.
went, oh no way, girl, you was gonna go. You sure was. And you
Mm.
mad. But see, that's something I would do. I wasn't going no that you saving face. I get it. But you was gonna go, girl. Um now Anthony is in it and he feels the need to want to stop business deals because of how they move. I ain't mad at that either, to tell you the truth, but I feel like Anthony is inserting himself too much. They finally had a men's movement meeting, and I'm also very confused because I thought men didn't have a voice, and that's what y'all are meeting for. But if you're meeting to help uplift the young black youth in the Detroit community, I'm here for that too, but I don't know why you need Marceau for that. But I guess they from Detroit. I don't know. I just don't like Marceau. But that was pretty much the whole episode.
Well, okay. I guess the
Oh,
beginning with the
our sorority sisters. Oh, okay.
yeah, that's why I put that up there. Hey Mocha, hey Don D, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Everybody who's watching, welcome, welcome. So I did want to talk about first the men kind of getting together and they have the face to face, Brandon and Russell. What that looked like? Well, I don't know what it was going to be like. This fool pretty much told him, "I'll break every bone in your body if I was the Christian." Let me say you something. Now, for me on that part, and yes, we're all humans, so yes, we'll say something. It doesn't matter if you are religious or Christian. That's fine. But damn, you gonna break that foot? I said, okay, yes, that is his wife, and he's supposed to go hard in the pain for her. And Brandon, once again, baby, we on this out there. I don't feel like you do change the woman. Yes, you're trying to defend your wife and you're trying to show her this, but you should have been doing that from the beginning, and it wouldn't have come to the extra. Go ahead, Mama.
First, hey, everyone. Who was the ex?
Hold on.
Hey, Erica,
I haven't recorded with Erica in a minute, so I want to say hey.
can y'all hear me?
Um, I can hear you. It was an echo. It's gone now.
Okay.
Um, the first thing I want to say is stop letting your wife dress you in the morning. You looked a fool with that shirt on with her face all over it, and then you had on the ripped up capri pants. Like, sir, please stop. Please stop. Put on your own fashions. That was very petty because you knew it was the day after they got into a fight and you coming into the meeting with your wife all over. Like that to me, that was petty and you were starting. And I'm not mad at Russell for saying what he said. Now I'm gonna say this. The Lord forgives. That's the number one thing that he does is he forgives. So if I gotta whoop your ass and ask for forgiveness later, that's what I'm gonna do. But don't threaten me. Don't threaten me talking about I'll break every bone in your body. Will do it because God forgives and we can get it down right now. But don't threaten me. But see, I understand Brandon was scared and he wanna he started some, but he wanted to be none. So he sat there and was like, oh, I'm sorry. He ain't sorry. And I've said it from the beginning. Brandon planted those little seeds in Christina's head about Kobe copying her, because Christina wasn't even thinking about it until Brandon said something about it. So, Brandon, you planted those little seeds because you rather her beef with Kobe than worry about what you're doing in the studio. And I see you. I see you. Are you still there, Erica? Okay, there go Christina.
Yes, I am. I had to do the echo cancellation. That was me, I think, earlier. But
Oh,
good morning or good afternoon, I should say, ladies and everyone.
Hey, girl, hey. I'm at home. Whenever I'm over here, the internet is just horrible. So if I go out, y'all just take over. So I didn't hear anything that you said, Kimochi. That's unfortunate. So I really want to hear. So don't mind. Run more game.
okay, I'll do the cliff notes of what I just said.
There we go.
And stop letting Christina dress you. You looked a fool with that shirt and cargo pants on. 2,
I heard.
you wrong for planting them seeds in your wife's head because she have no issue with Kobe until you started saying something. And 2, worry more, Christina, worry more about what your husband doing in the studio than what other people doing online, because I guarantee you people influencing every day, people taking pictures every day. You are not unique, you are not special. It's the game. Get over it. That's pretty much everything I said. I mean, you are special.
So,
Don't say nobody not special. I just want to say what you're doing is not unique. There's a million influencers up and down Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you want to look. It's not that deep. Y'all really tripping.
So this is my feeling around this. Now, okay, go ahead, Erica. Go ahead. Let you go.
Okay,
I'll do it.
the first thing I was gonna say is I will disagree with Kiss My Cheeks on is I'm going to give her some credit. I do not think his wife dressed him. Now, clearly she printed that ugly ass shirt, but when they showed her Instagram photos, she seemed like she, as an influencer, she seems like she had some taste, and Brandon looked a dang on fool. So, he was probably trying to, hype her up by wearing her t-shirt, but boo, you look crazy. And I would like to give her some credit and say that she could do better with fashion than how he was stepping out there. Go ahead.
Well, what I'm going to say is about the whole influencer situation. I have my thoughts because how hard I have worked for my brand. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of time and money into it, whatever, to build it. And no, I'm not a Christina influencer, but I will be at some point. And I think about well, I'll operate anyway, but I think it's different once you start getting into this is my brand. Like, oh, all of a sudden Nike, that's the brand I am about. But and all of a sudden there's someone that goes for the same brand that you're doing. There's room to feel a way about that, but not to the point. Not because you, for me, let me speak for myself. Not because the fact that you got a brand and that you're doing well and like things, not for that. If you're trying to utilize, okay, I'm gonna use her in these brands, or it's like a negative or a situation. I cannot say that's in this situation what it was. But she's honestly Kobe would be up and coming. Just being honest, me myself, I love up and coming bloggers. I don't ever feel threatened. I love it. The collaboration is just my thing. But and I'm not saying she threatened about it or anything. I think that she didn't like the way she did it. That's pretty much what I feel. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay, so I agree, and I know we mentioned this last time. I do not necessarily think that Brandon's, quote unquote, support of his wife is truly authentic. I think he likes to stir up some mess so she can't find out how late he's staying in the studio.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to divert her attention and keep her, looking crazy. And I think it didn't cross his mind that while you stirring up mess, people gonna try to take your bag now. So he didn't even think or begin to see that coming. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said nothing. He would have been cool with, he would have done whatever he had to do to get his butt in that showcase. So if he had even thought that those two things could be linked. So that's one thing I definitely agree with everyone on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was such a thing, he would have
Right.
been something from the very beginning if it was that much drama. Secondly, I totally agree. When it comes to certainly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like a lot of, you know, I agree with what you said, Kamisha. Like, if we're all doing TV show reviews, we might
Mhm.
all, you know, we could all review the same show, but we have different, you know, different perspectives.
Yes.
If we are all doing, if we're doing fashion, you know what I'm saying? One day we might both wear blue. Like, it's like, what do you think? There's only, you can't remake the wheel. There's only so
Right.
much to do. So
100%.
if she's saying, I'm doing a sip and shop, and you know, then why would someone else not have where people can shop and have drinks? Like, I don't see why that's like, that's not no groundbreaking thing. So to me, for her to act like, okay, I'm an old school, and or that's what everybody tells you too. If you're new, look at what's working and don't exactly copy what they're doing, but it works because it's working for that person. That's how they grew. So how can you make it your own? That's what
This is what I'm
everybody tells you
saying.
when
I
you're new. So
agree.
it's like,
I
what you
agree.
think? So, you know, and I don't even think Christina never really went off on the girl. She kind of let Brandon do
She
all the
didn't.
talk. So
hmm
it's like, do she really think that or not? We don't even know. And
Which
then
is
I
a
think,
bad idea. It was a
yeah,
bad
and then
idea.
I think also, again, I think I said this last time. We need to hear from Harper Ray because Colby called Harper Ray to get her own thing. And Harper Ray could have been like, y'all both on the same TV show. I don't want both of y'all doing it. Or we don't know what she said, but to me,
Right.
Harper Ray
Exactly.
was like,
Exactly.
they
Lying.
got to work together. Colby
Mhm.
wasn't
Right.
like, oh, let me get on your deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like there is a disconnect in the anger. And I will say this, Kiss My Cheeks, I didn't see the beginning of your summary, but to me, Christina spins things every time she retells a story. Because I'm like, she always like when she was telling her sister stuff, I was like, you know, like she got most of the facts, but you forgot like little stuff. Like you forgot that you ignored the girl. I didn't see anywhere, you know, you throwing in here that, oh, I think we could done this face to face. Colby didn't never get no text saying we should discuss it face to face. She got the text that said you was confused when you weren't confused. So that's the thing. When she retells stories, and maybe she's retelling stuff to Brandon and mixing and matching. I don't know. But when she retells a story to someone and the other people aren't there, and we all been watching the same show, she's missing key facts to like, you know, to make the other person look crazy and make her look totally innocent. And so that's how she spins it every time she talks to somebody. So I'm like, so right now, I don't know. I halfway think they deserve each other as far as her and Brandon goes. I'm not quite clear on the Anthony and Latoya. I'm not sure because to me, I'd be like Brandon been a snake. So either you messed with him or you don't. But I don't see why suddenly his actions now make you decide maybe I can't do business with him. I'm 50-50 on that. Russell, yeah, bring the pain, boo. If you were like, yeah, I was gonna break every bone, then you know, go ahead, put it out there.
Do
But
it.
the problem I have with Brandon is he and Christina, they the same person.
They
You know what I'm
are.
saying? He's like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, knowing he wasn't sorry, knowing he stood behind it. In the confessionals, talking about I meant what I said. You hard in confessional and bowing down when you in a man's face. So, you know, so I think they're both sort of like manipulative, sneaky, kind of loosely. They have a loose relationship with the truth.
Agree. I missed last week, but I wanted to mention that I don't even think Colby was upset that she didn't want to collab with her. I think she was more upset at how Christina handled her. And yes, she was getting loud, but I didn't take it as if she was going off on her. I think she was just passionate about her feelings being hurt because she's like, girl, we supposed to be friends. If you didn't want to collab with me, just say so. Like you could have texted me back and like, no, I already have this deal. But to me, I agree with you, Erica. I want to know what Harper has to say because Colby said Harper told her Christina already came to me first. Why don't you all try to work together? Now, I do feel like if Harper wanted them to work together, maybe she should have bridged that to Christina and not make Kobe, bridge the deal. But I really want to know what Harper has to say, because that seems to be the true confusion, because Christina, who I don't believe, made it seem like Harper was like, "Oh, Kobe in here trying to take your deal, and I don't know why she calling me, and I'm already working with you." I don't believe that. So I really want to know what the person has
Right,
to say. Because to me, if you got a product, you want as many people putting it out there as possible. Why would you be turning down advertisement?
right. Unless she's saying, like I mentioned this last week, unless she's saying split that check, like I don't want to pay both of y'all, so y'all can split the money, which is trifling. But if that's what she's saying, if that's what Harper is saying, then we kind of
That's a
need to
budget.
hear from Harper, because she's telling each person. It sounds like each person is taking their own interpretation of what she said. When in all honesty, if Colby called her looking for her own thing, even if I was newer, I'd be like, why I got to partner with old girl anyway? We cool. I don't mind it. But why? The same way Christina is looking like, why I got to partner with her?
I didn't like how Christina told her, "You ain't never brought no deal to the table. I'm the only one that bring deals to the table." That told me Christina is like, when you bring in money to the table, I'll split your money, but I'm not splitting none of my money with you. And I
Right.
feel like that is
Absolutely.
I
And
think
if
what
that's how you
Harper,
feel, okay. Oh, sorry.
I think what Harper is saying is like, I'm not sending product down to people who are getting to the same demographic. Y'all gonna be on the same channel, y'all gonna be on the same show, and y'all gonna have the same people looking to, it's the same set of eyes twice. I'm not doing that. But what I will do is send 10 pieces down. Y'all can take the pictures with the 10 pieces, and I'll send the check that.
that makes sense too.
I mean, but that's my point. We don't know what Harper's saying because we ain't heard her yet. So to me, I think, like that makes sense too. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know, because I think production kind of showed us some of the pictures when they're talking about copying or whatever. So to me, outside of them both being on this TV show, this platform, what are their
What's happening? Kamisha?
Did she go to sleep?
I think this could be a sign that the show is dry this episode.
That is a first.
I think what Harper is saying now is, yep, keep saying my name. Keep saying my name. Keep it ambiguous. People are looking for me.
Exactly, because I'm going to Google her and look it up because I'm curious.
I didn't understand the production trying to do the side-by-side pictures, because that was kind of a fail. It didn't look like copycatting.
Right, I didn't understand it either. The only thing I was like, that's what I was saying. If you're both doing fashion, then you would, maybe some days you wear blue. Like, I don't even understand what they were trying to say, really. So that's why I was like, okay, do they really have the same demographic? I'm not sure.
They shouldn't have the same demographic. Their demographic should be split by 10 years.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's what
Kobe her demo should be Alicia, and Christina's demo should be myself and anyone else in their 40s. I think Christina's good at what she does. Her pictures kind of did blow Kobe's pictures out the seeing the side by side, it did blow them out, but that's what having 10 years, a 10-year, lead does for you. You know what I mean? Like, Kobe was, I think, more hurt by the way Christina handled the situation, because she didn't say we should have this discussion face to face. She said, I'm confused.
So that was my thing. I was like, she told her sister she said that, but I was like, when did she do that?
She left on red, and that was the problem. And that's why it came up at the outing, right? And I think it shows a lack of grace and a lack of tact to say that you are not going to reach out to this girl that you were mentoring and considering your sis. You didn't reach out for her birthday, and you didn't feel you needed to reach out because she's the one who got hyphy. The funny thing is, I was listening to Bondi Blues, discussion about the episode, and Bondi said you have to be careful befriending women who are in toxic relationships, because what they will do, or toxic or abusive relationships, because what they will do is they will turn around and they will do what is being done to them at home to you.
Yeah.
But that goes part for anyone being abused. Like if you see a child at school and they're very violent, when you peel things back, it's likely that they're being abused at home.
Or they're seeing it at home.
Kobe's indifference to, Christina's indifference to Kobe being hurt speaks volumes. And it's the same way Brandon handles her feelings about him trying to do whatever he wants, because Brandon has adopted the have fun now, pay for it later ideology. He's going to do what he want to do, and she's going to be mad, and he's going to deal with it how he deal with it. And it will be with indifference, and it will be making her look crazy, and it will be having her screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs, because he has committed himself to not understanding her position. That's exactly what she's doing to Kobe.
And if you pull back his layers, it's probably what he saw in his household.
Correct. But where are so Russell is I don't like the way that these men describe being married men, because the position they take on being married men gives the impression that their wives are like children that need to be led this way and that way. Mm-hmm. Provision and leadership doesn't look like you being the provider and the leader of our household doesn't look like you leading me like a child. It looks like you playing to your strengths while I play to my strengths. And that's one thing I don't like. But what I will not shy away from is the way that Russell protected his wife. Mm-hmm. You will not talk to her. You will not say her name. If you see her, you will go the other direction. And the reason he didn't break those bones is because his wife is an influencer. He is trying to be a pat somewhere with the cloth. And he knows he's a man who thinks before he acts. So he knows that if he just goes on his raw emotion, the outcome is going to be suboptimal for him. And there's going to be more backlash to beat on an idiot. Brandon wants somebody to hit him. He wants somebody who owns something to try and hit him.
I can see
I don't know that they're doing that well, because when they were putting that bed together, the bed looked like something that you get from Costco or BJ's in the penthouse. I don't know that they're really in the penthouse. They might be on the 10th floor. I feel like they're faking the funk. Anthony going to tell Brandon in episodes in the future, like, yo, your company hasn't broken 1 star, not 1 star. And probably the 1 star you could have broke, you was dibbling and dabbling with them.
Very true.
I'm trying to understand how Brandon has transitioned from seeing Anthony as someone who was out there grabbing it and getting it to now taking the stance of, I don't even know what you do, bro. You don't even move like that, because 2 weeks ago, he was a mover and a shaker, and you wanted to get like him. So 2 weeks from now, I don't know what you do, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Well, we don't know what he does.
We don't, because I was confused by the Disney thing, and I'm confused by the what's the company he's supposed to work for? The Jay-Z with the Jay-Z relation.
I didn't even know he had
that. R. Revolt.
No, he works for Live Nation. That's what they
Live Nation. I'm confused by the Live Nation, but the Live Nation has nothing to do with the Disney. And then that has nothing to do with the studio that he has in the background in Detroit. But at the same time, I'm not confused because creatives have to creatives freelance.
Mm-hmm.
After 2008, nobody is hiring you to do what you do. You better bring the content to be fully done.
I tried to call Kamisha and she's not answering. I don't know how we're gonna end this live, but
I mean, we could leave.
But I'm saying I don't know how it's gonna stop. But Kamisha, we all know she works at night.
Yeah. Okay. I think with Anthony, so there were a few things I almost like, do I need to see this episode? I think sometimes the people don't speak clearly. So I'm not always clear what their big beef is with Brandon and Christina. Because I'm kind of like, I get,
it's not one. They should mind their business. It don't have anything to do with them. Now, I can't understand if I see you moving shady. If you do it to her, you would do it. I can understand that, but I feel like Anthony was hopping back talking about bandwagon. It was Anthony like, when I'm in front of you, I'm gonna say this. When I'm in front of you, I'm gonna say this. I never know, and he seems like a shit starter to me. Like
or to me, I was gonna say, I got the impression that Anthony and LaToya were looking for an excuse to drop Christina and Brandon, because I was kind of like, I get Russell not inviting them
to her event,
to the party or whatever, but I don't if you think Christina is fake, I get that part, because I don't think Christina, the whole I'm your mentor and all this, you're my little sis, I don't think that's real. I agree, that probably was fake. But to me, I don't necessarily see that Brandon and Christina are putting on any sort of new behaviors. So I'm like, if y'all didn't, this shouldn't be the first time y'all seeing this with them, I don't think.
I feel like Dr. LaToya is tired of going places and these people acting lowbrow. Because every single time they have gotten together, Brandon and Christina have been at the source of confusion.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't care enough to have the tact to bow out. Because as the elder, as the mentor, as the big sis, Christina could have said to Colby, I get that you want to have this discussion, but now's not the right time. The truth of the matter is, the reason why I believe Christina didn't get back to Colby is because Brandon was over there not coming home and Christina was sick. That's why she ain't get back to Colby. She was sick.
Right. She
was trying to figure out what's going on in her marriage. She felt like her marriage was coming to an end. Yeah. You don't have to say all of that to say, baby girl,
I got bigger.
There's a whole bunch going on my end. I saw what came through. I told you I was confused. What I meant is that I'm in confusion about a couple of things going on. This ain't the place to have that discussion, but we will have that discussion.
Or she could have just told the girl no. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, she could, to me, I feel like just be like, I don't want to split my money with you. I'm good.
But
or I don't want to collab with you. Like, I don't see
why. From a mentorship perspective, it's not just a lesson you learn right now. I could tell you no, but I'm a better mentor if I tell you why it's a no. So we will never have to have this discussion again. It's a no
but I don't think she's her
play.
Yeah, but I don't think she's her mentor because she ain't explained it all to this day. She don't care. So it's like, no, just say no.
Mentor. And that's the sad thing. And sadly, when you are in media, influence, or whatever it is, it's very rare and hard to find what we have managed to find, which is mutual respect, right? Because it's usually we cool until she pissed me off. Right? Now we have pissed each other off on numerous occasions, and been like, yo, girl, ain't no thing. But
Mm,
when you're in me, that's why when you deal with media
mm,
personalities and they start talking friend this, friend that, and you wasn't really a friend before they started getting notoriety, you got to take that with a grain of
mm,
salt. But at 30 years old, Kobe don't know that yet.
mm,
And
She'll
she
learn.
especially doesn't expect it from someone 10 years her senior, because sadly, when you're 30,
mm,
you believe that the 40s brings a level
mm,
of maturity that would not allow you to play these little
mm,
stupid games.
mm,
And this all comes back to Brandon, because I believe Brandon
mm,
specializes in confusion. And this is all
mm,
maybe to detract from the fact that he's going to be in the studio doing whatever he
mm,
wants to do, but mostly because Kobe had the audacity to blow him out the water about the fact that he was sneaking around with another woman, because that's essentially what was happening. You had another artist, and we're saying it and we're making it sound cute.
I forgot all about that. That could be it too.
That's exactly what it is, because he started that immediately that night. Well, why she worried
mm,
about us? Why you letting her put stuff in your head? She ain't put stuff in my head. She just said what was actually happening. She's not saying your man might be cheating. She's saying, yo, you knew he had a artist.
mm,
So sadly, Brandon is yellow belly. That's how whatchamacallit used to say it. Who used to be hunting the coyote? Yosemite Sam. He yellow bellied. Brandon yellow bellied. He's a yellow bellied sucker.
mm.
Because, like,
I have a question.
good shoot.
The girl Chelsea, is it two different Chelseas? Because when she met up with Christina in that storage locker, I thought she said she didn't know Kobe, but then she's Kobe's friend who was helping her plan a surprise party. So is that the same Chelsea or is that two different Chelseas?
I don't know. I was having the same thought, so it got to be the same girl.
No, it has to be different, because that girl clearly said, I was looking like, do I need to go look at photos? Because I was like, oh.
Right.
But
She's like, I don't even know her. And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
she was like, I never met her. So it must be a different
kind of way. She reminds me of Irena's daughter from DC.
Oh, yes, no true. So yeah, I thought that too, but I was like, okay, they must be different, because she clearly said, you know, but I was like, maybe they resemble. I was like, am I going crazy? So I thought that too.
I feel like they need, if they really trying to keep me engaged in this, they're gonna need to bring the people down from the gospel show that Carlos had. They're gonna need to bring some of the Christian soldiers, the singers. For me,
Carlos had. I don't recall the gospel.
Oh, you didn't watch the gospel show with the guy, with the gospel singers?
No. But they need some more people, because they need to elevate this storyline, because I'm already bored. So
I agree. I think part of the issue is they had this blowout about about the Colby cat, and some of it is starting to feel produced. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, y'all stretching it too far. Like, he was wrong to say it. I get that she was upset. Maybe you're not gonna mess with him or whatever. But that's why I'm just like, is that enough for you to say you were bringing him into this whole deal? Now you're gonna cut him out of the deal because he said Colby was copying his wife? Like, to me, logically, it doesn't seem that he's trying to snake Russell by saying that. So
yeah, I thought it would have been something else. In my head, when I saw this in the past, in the future scenes, I thought it was going to be maybe him trying to cut Bravo's throat, or pause. Wait, I mean that YouTube algorithm. I thought he was going to be trying to get at Bravo or
Mm.
something. I didn't think it would have something to do with like this influencer chat.
Mm.
I think what makes more sense, or what would have made more sense for Anthony to say, is like, everywhere you go, there seems to be this confusion around you that I don't want with my business. Because at this stage, they done ruined the Opulence wine tasting, and that was a big thing, right? Like, that wasn't anything small. I would hope it's not as big a thing as I think it is. I would hope it's just a TV thing, but reality is they made them look lowbrow. Christina and Brandon have this very lowbrow energy about them when they come on the scene. They don't care who's there. They don't care what's said. They just gonna go for each other hard, and that's crazy to me because I'm somebody.
Right. I mean, I agree with you that point, but that's not what he's saying. So that's why I'm like, this don't have nothing to do with Russell. If you like, his wife is like, y'all bringing too much drama. I'm above this. Okay, Latoya, we got you. But Anthony is saying, because of what you're doing to Russell, we need to bring everybody together. Let's talk. Let's do whatever. I was like, what did he do to Russell that made you think you can't trust him in business?
Anthony don't think women have a voice. So even though what was done to Kobe, he don't, when the women haters don't really see like that.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I'm just saying, to me, even if we're saying that, it's like, okay, he could have said, I get your point in terms of the women not having a voice. And like, I understand what he is saying that Brandon did to Russell by calling his wife a name or whatever. That's disrespectful, because I get it. But to me, that still doesn't mean you're snaking Russell. That still doesn't mean I can't trust you in business. That just means you think Russell is a copy, or you think his wife is a copy, or whatever. But to me, those two things don't necessarily equate to, now I'm going to cut you out of our business deal.
I feel like he being yellow-bellied. He being a yellow-bellied sucker, because the real reason he don't want Brandon to be in business with him is that I wouldn't want. The real reason is that there's too much confusion around Brandon. And if we're really trying to bring all of these executives to the table, the first thing, you gonna be arguing behind the screen like Martell and them, like, what's happening here?
The first thing is, your wife doesn't allow you to go to the club where we're having, doesn't let you allow to go to the venue. So how you gonna be there for the showcase? That would be the first thing.
Then
so
there's that.
I agree with you on that. If that's the real reason, then Anthony say that. But now I'm looking at Anthony with a side eye, because I'm like, what you're saying does not actually make sense.
We've been looking at Anthony.
I always looked at Anthony with the side eye. So
I'm not a fan. You want to see the skill of Brandon though? Cena has gone from not wanting him in a club to advocating in the next episode, like, how they trying to stop you? This is what you do. No, it's not what he does, because you've been keeping him out the club. It's what he used to do before he dealt with you.
Thank you. They already had this showcase and invited him, and now he's going to come into a showcase talking about, I'm going to bring all of the talent, and you got one artist. Like, I'm not understanding why you would think we're going to bring you into a deal, and now you're responsible for all of the talent that are going to be part of this showcase. Like, that didn't even, like, I'm like, okay, maybe you all need to have a few more meetings.
And I think 3 slots is more than enough. 3 slots is more than enough. If you have 3, bring 3 of your strongest artists to the table.
Right.
Do he got 3 artists? Exactly. Like, I don't believe I agree with you on that, but I'm like, y'all need to really have a sit down on what's going on. Because it's like, now I will say, the thing I don't like, and I mentioned this before with Brandon, is he's definitely one of those people who got a lot to say in the confessionals and don't say nothing at the table. So when, when Anthony, like, you get there late, so maybe that's why you don't understand what's going on, but he's confused about where he's supposed to be speaking. And I was like, well, it just sounds like they're trying to do a 1,000,000-man march in Detroit. Like, it don't sound like it's that dramatic, but he don't understand what's going on. He don't know anything, but he doesn't say he don't know. He's telling us in the confessional. I was like, if you don't understand, why don't you, before everybody leaves, let Anthony know you need an explanation? But nah.
Right.
I think Anthony could do a better job of explaining what he's saying. Doesn't match with what he actually showed us he wants to do. What he wants to do is commendable, right? Basically, we want the OGs to show these young cats a better way of doing things. That's all he got to say. Not we teaching men to be men. Can't teach a man to be a man. You got to take a boy and help him get to the path of being a man. Right? So, but for him to be confused at this very basic concept floored me. When we get into entertainment, they leave school early. As an example, and this has nothing to do with nothing. Do y'all remember when Teddy Riley did his verses and he was telling us all of the music he was doing, all the Keith Sweat? I wrote this for Keith Sweat, and in my head, I'm like, Teddy should have been in school. Teddy was 13. Now, if you leave school at 13,
he was 13.
Yeah, Teddy was a young, like he been a lot of that stuff he was producing. Right? So when you leave school at that time, you decide you're going to pursue music, you know all the math. You might be a musical genius, but the ability to comprehend is lacking, because reading comprehension is a real thing. If you can't read and comprehend, you definitely can't listen to comprehension.
Right.
I was like, why is he confused and why isn't he saying something?
Yeah, that was my thing. I was like, well, you know, okay, if you are confused, it just sounds like a march and they want y'all to say a few things at the end of the march or the speech or whatever. I didn't see why it was so confusing. But that's the thing. I do feel like sometimes when Anthony and a little bit of his wife too, like sometimes they talk so generally. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about specifically? So is this, you know, but it's fine. If you don't understand, to me, I don't see why Brandon is so proud that he can't say he doesn't understand, but he's okay saying it in the confessional. The same way, if you were offended because Russell basically threatened you, then be a man and say that to Russell's face. But instead, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, whatever. And then in a confessional, nah, I meant what I said. Dude, okay. So yeah, Brandon is all kinds of cuckoo.
Yellow belly sucker.
Look that up. That is a flashback to the childhood.
Nah, but it defies logic, and I wonder how Carlos sits back and thinks this is good TV. Because it was initially, it had the potential to be good TV if you could make it make sense, but none of this makes sense. This is nonsense.
Do you think Carlos is a woman hater too? Because he loves these type of men on his shows.
Yes. I don't, you know, either he actually has a disdain for femininity, or he is wanting to be accepted by the macho men so much that anything goes, that he gonna let them talk about what a man should be doing, the way a man should lead a household. Like, no, this is foolishness.
It's gotta be, because I'm just like, he keeps casting the same type of men, and it's just like, it's hard for me to watch and review your shows.
Yeah, it's bad. The only, like, the take a peek at the gospel show, because it was good. It was only
watch it. Is that Grown in Gospel?
Yeah, Grown in Gospel. It was good.
I'm gonna peek at it. They didn't have women haters over there.
It wasn't really women hate. You know, there was some friction between the men or a dude and a woman, but they were friends and they were having friction. You know, it was more like church drama type of thing. 6 episodes. He kept it short. He kept it cute. I'm waiting for them to come back, but maybe they don't need to come back. Maybe you could just merge the show.
Yeah, because this one, I mean, it has a strong gospel sort of Christian spin to it. So just add the other people.
And they need more storylines, because I'm going to be over it. I'm already kind of over it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
More people to bring in story, because Dr. Latoya, you cool, but you kind of boring. Like,
I would be boring too, and I'll tell you why. I don't want everybody all deep in my business. I'm gonna keep it real cute on TV. I'm gonna do all the respectability politics. Well, that unless I'm drinking banana pudding moonshine, then I'm gonna act a whole ass. But mm-mm. When you have stuff to lose, you can't really go all in on reality TV.
That's true. And she
I mean,
has
that's true, but then you don't need to be on the show.
Yeah, then there's that. He's probably on the show for him.
Yes. Anthony wants to do it because he seems like he wants to play that producer role, bring the drama, get the people to talking. Anthony wants his shot at fame. So she's doing it for her husband. Probably to keep him up out of the ATL, keep him from crime.
Nah, but he needs to go back. If he had a prosperous opportunity, he needs to go. They need to circle the wagon back one day because this ain't it. Okay, we should. Is this going to end if we leave?
It's not going to end till Kamisha hits in, so it's going to keep going if we leave.
I feel like this is like ASMR. You know how people do those videos and then they're eating or they're chewing and you hear it?
Well, you know I have a chalk crushing ASMR addiction. That's all I listen to.
And there's I forgot this girl. She has really good videos. And she shows you the recipe, but then when she bites that food, I'm like, dang, I gotta be on her ASMR channel because she is great.
I whatchamacallit. These ASMR people be having 100,000 subscribers, all kind of things.
They do. It's a very lucrative situation.
Kamisha just
Kamisha?
Yes, I'm sorry. I've been having like some problems. I told you the internet is trash here, so I'm sorry.
The internet was working.
Knocked out.
You were sleeping.
Yeah, your internet was working really, really good, my dear. You were asleep.
Was that really?
Yeah.
The internet picked up every snore, baby. But it's all good. It was a nice background ambiance because it was a dry.
Well, the thing about it, the internet is trash here. Whenever I come over here, usually it's always a problem. So I know y'all cut out there, but it is what it is. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
We know you work at Kamisha. We know. We know you burned the candle on both ends.
Seriously. Every time I come over here, it's always a trash. I still do it because I'm over here and I'm using the internet, but that is freaking hilarious. But I'm gonna say this since I missed the entire live, which is not the first time.
But how did you just hear ASMR and then jump right into the conversation?
I know, that's so funny.
I don't know, it was weird. It's like
and you have to start talking about the algorithm and subscribers. That the YouTuber and her will be like, yep, numbers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but I was everyone just so I can hear myself. That's just so ridiculous, but whatever. But I will say, as far as the girls are concerned, and I'm gonna say this too, that I do believe that looking at Christina and looking at Kobe, that the relationship is like it's not like a surface level relationship, it's like a deeper situation. And I do feel like that, Kobe is like I said this before, little sister, mentee, whatever. And she's also an up and coming. It depends on how you look at it. Some people don't like up and coming because they're threatened or afraid. That kind of stuff I eat for breakfast because I'm like overly confident and I love to share, a lot of stuff like that. And to see other people develop and grow, I love stuff like that. And so, and I do believe that Christina sees it for Kobe, but I don't know. I do think about was Brandon solely influencing her thoughts about how she felt about, for that one little comment that he made, or has she always felt this way? That's the question for me. Have you always felt this towards her? Not towards her, but felt like in the back of your mind, like if I get a brand deal, not just her, anybody can't step on that. I do believe she has that right to feel that way. I felt like that for Kobe, it's like, little mama, understand, yes, you making your own footprint in this. That's obvious. But just understand, I'll make a little footprints first, and I'm saying Christina, that's interesting this way, and she kind of made. I'm not sure she put her on and go that far, but yeah, they're influencers. But a lot of time, influencers and people in that industry, it's like a word of mouth. It's like some reason why people know you. It's something, and again, I said this at the beginning of this live before I fell asleep that building your brand is super super hard work, and I don't know, man. That's a delicate topic because again, I'm not even thinking. I'm not even saying that Kobe was trying to. Should Kobe snatch? What did he say? It's weird. I'm just saying that I just hate it went to this point. I feel like Brandon was being really messy, and Brandon wants to get a look Brandon, but I just feel like he was so messy saying what you were saying, saying it to her husband, all that stuff. It's like he ruined it a little bit, the little skate thing they had, and I really feel like that. I feel like Brandon was she missed him so badly with his wife that he wants to be. I'm gonna come to. I don't care if it's small. She could have blew a napkin in your face. I'm gonna go to the end. Like I don't know. Make it make sense. That's what I want to say.
Now,
Do
how
you
do you
wonder
feel,
if
Kamisha, about Anthony cutting Brandon out of the deal because of
Okay, I think Anthony is doing a bit much, and I reason why I said it's almost like you're acting like you have the supporting cast and they want to be in the front. That's how I felt when I watched Anthony last night. I didn't understand it. It was so much energy. You know, the situation with Dr. Latoya, I get her situation. Hers is different from her husband. It's like Anthony, you're not even involved with this situation, and you're just literally jumping in there. I felt like she kind of understands. She understands. No, she's like, look, at the end of the day, I don't like how y'all acted. It's messy. I wouldn't have chosen side because I wasn't involved with it. I felt like Latoya, why are we, you know, and she wasn't doing it like strong or heavy, like, just like I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. The other part for me was the shade when all of a sudden Christina was like, "Where's your wife?" Oh, you put the kids. They flash the camera, and she's at the party. I'm like, bro, what's happening? Like, not only are you lying,
I'm not
your
sure,
husband is too.
what sense did it make for him to not show up to the birthday party?
I didn't understand it.
I
Right,
thought it was 2
goody.
different days.
No, no, no. I don't. I don't think it was 2 different days because the way it looked. Like I understand you edit and everything, but literally it flashes to the wife at the party. He's like, "Where's your wife?" I was the wife and kids. Remember, mind you, she didn't know they were at the party. They didn't know
yeah.
anything about the party. He kept it a secret. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Erica.
I think
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I agree with you. So I felt like I couldn't understand if the producers and the editors didn't talk because I was like, one, okay, you invite Anthony and Latoya to your party. And I'm like, so Anthony, the only time he can meet Brandon and Christina is during the party at Coney
Mhm.
Island. It's a million Coney Islands in Detroit. Like, it don't make sense. Then if he told Brandon face to face, I'm not inviting you. So now why is it a secret that Dr. Latoya is at that party?
I
That
don't I
like
don't
I
think it
like
was the
why did he
same
have
day.
to lie? Why did Anthony have to lie? And
No,
two, why would you
Hmm.
miss their party to go meet with Brandon? Like, it
Right.
didn't
yeah,
make no
I
sense.
don't think
You
that
don't
that
need a brand and say I don't want to fool with you. Like it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
It just seems messy to me, and that's a
I don't
horrible
think
editing job. I'm
I think
sorry.
I think production was messy. One question, do you think that it's possible that everything Brandon is doing is because he might have said a little bit more to Russell than and he doesn't know what Russell shared with his wife?
Wait, say it again, Anthony. What now?
Mm.
Not Anthony,
Brandon.
Brandon. Do you think it's possible he shared a little bit more with Russell? Brandon shared a little bit more with Russell, and he don't want the little bit more that Brandon shared with Russell to seep out
Mhm.
by accident in a conversation between Colby and Christina because his goal for me is to keep them apart.
Mm.
I'm gonna say something. Russell, the way he moved, bringing Ramon your body.com. I just really think that if there was anything, he would have spilled it. especially in all that mess going on. And
I think he would have
I
kept. I think he
nah,
would have held on to anything that was scandalous.
man. When his wife's name was involved and he came to his wife, it was a whole rap. I don't give a care if the deep dark secret of it would have came out. That
I
man go for
don't
his
see him
wife.
as
He
that
go.
kind of person.
I'm
I
not
see
saying
him as
he's not.
someone
I'm
that's
not
more
saying
in
he's messy.
control.
That situation was messy. Okay, you gonna bring somebody bone in body. I don't know how you can't see that from that person. So
Well,
that
no,
statement
I can
alone.
see, but what he was speaking to was
But
his
hold on,
level
hold
of
on. Let me
control.
respond to it. What I'm saying is, yeah, I get that, but you're responding in emotion. So an emotional response is going to be, chaotic. You don't know what's going to be said. So with that being said, how do we know what he would have reacted with? Him saying about the bone thing, the man just said he won't be a preacher yesterday. So nothing, not judging him. He's human. Let me start there. He's human. He's allowed to, say whatever. So that's what I'm saying. He could have been that person at a moment. I didn't look at him and think he was gonna break my bones anybody. I did not think he was that person until that moment. So I'm just
What I
saying, I
think,
wouldn't put it past him.
I think
what I think he was saying was, there's a level of restraint I have because it took everything in me. But if I wasn't close to the cross, if Jesus wasn't a part of my life, I would have broke every bone in your body. I don't think that someone who could, because what he did was flagrant. Like, you're not going, if you just said Colby Cat, or this is something y'all been saying at home, right?
right.
Like,
I mean, Goody, I think that it's an interesting point that you're making. But first, I honestly don't think Brandon is that smart. So I don't think
Mm.
he is enough to be like, okay, I'm going to drop this and keep this running and going so that if Russell tells her that he seen me with another artist, it won't get back. Like, I just don't think I just don't, I mean, not that he's not bright, but I don't think he's that bright.
Oh
And,
wow.
but and I agree with Kamisha that like at this point I feel like Russell is done. And to me, if we ain't that close, well, I'm not that kind of person, but I think that if he had it, he would have spilled it already. Or Colby would have spilled it if she knew it. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
think they would have burnt that bridge for Brandon if they had the ammo.
Hmm.
So I don't think they
Yes.
necessarily would have held it in. But I do think it's a good point. But I think he's just keeping mess up so that Christina won't be on his back. Because it's better, I think in his mind, it's better for them to be
well, they
Christina
formed an
and
alliance.
Brandon
Hold
against
on.
the
Go ahead.
world
Hmm.
than Christina against Brandon. So that's why I
Mm.
think he's really doing it. Like I just don't think but it's a good
Well,
point. But I just don't think he's
He's
that
whatchamacallit.
creative.
They have an alliance now. Now it's them versus everybody.
Exactly. And I think that's what he wants to keep up. So she won't be there watching what time he coming home and constantly FaceTiming him while he's with other women.
I
Hmm.
mean, for real, I can't even do anything. Jesus, I don't know. I tend to. I love what you just made, the point you made, Erica. That it's some good is beautiful thing what you're saying, baby. But I stand on that. That man do anything at all, it would have came out in that moment. Bring every bone in your body.com and extra XO. Like I just girl, there was just so much happening in that freaking party. I will say that. And let's talk about the party really quick. Let's go. Boy, I'm sure y'all talked about it. I was down slick. So the party, I want to say it's so cute that he got it's like everybody wants to get their wife a party on TV, but it's still cute that you want to do that for your wife. I did love the idea. I did. I love how she said they got blended with me when she had her outfit on, but I looked at mimic all the couples. Now let's get into the cattiness of the situation. Dr. Latoya probably looked at it like, you guys are acting like fools in public every time I go somewhere. First of all, I'll start with my name. I am Doctor. She may not want to all be associated with every time somebody happened. Who said what and did. When they showed the clip, to be fair, a different advocate, when you see the flashback without even hearing the sound, who is the main person involved? Now, mind you, with editing, I'm gonna put it out there. Even with the flashback, it's still editing. So I look at it like there's so much that we just not gonna know until the reunion. I don't think it's one sided. Just think it's a lot. You both call each other fake, which means you probably both know something that was fake. Whenever somebody y'all both in the same thing, y'all both did something crazy. You know, I just hate the way they're doing it as far as the two of them going at it and they're looking at it like Brandon has been the cause. Y'all are girlfriends. Y'all supposed to be sisters, the mentee. Why would it even be to the point where Brandon can make a comment and it spiraled into this? To the point where Brandon with the Kobe jacket, which I swagger jacket, whatever, that was to me the comment, all that was so unnecessary. That girl could defend herself. Okay, where was the tea and the smoke when Anthony was acting all crazy at the table? I stand on that. That's where that smoke should have came in. You sat there while her friend was involved on that mess, and Anthony was going back and forth with his wife. That's what I felt like Brandon should have said something. I really do love all the couples, but if I have to always tell it. I'm gonna tell it. When they were at the table, he should have defended her. When she came on Instagram, she said he should have. And I just think he went too far with all the "I'm protecting you." You doing too much. You shouldn't even say anything. You going at it with a woman for what? And that's your dude's wife. I just thought that was out of order. When I watched the replay again, I was like, why? It was just so unnecessary to me. Now y'all beefing. And now you got Anthony got to be held back because that's what I really want to see. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I say that because there's been something between Anthony and Brandon. I feel like for a long time, friendship, yes, but it's like how they have that undercurrent. When you see the ocean, the little, it's something. I always felt it. So when you hear him getting all loud, like when he cried in the boat and all that, that's the emotion when he got so upset. You can't do what I do. I can do this. I can do it better than you. And mine bigger than yours. All that crap. I still can't wait to see it though. Oh my god. What I want to hear what you guys think about the previous coming up because if they really go get into it. So I want to know what you guys thought about that. It's gonna be everything. Not good, but still everything. Entertaining.
Go ahead, kiss my cheeks.
I see her face. Look, her face is saying so
No,
much.
that list says everything, girl.
A bunch of the same. Like, I'm not a Brandon fan, so I want to know what you do too, sir. Like, I'm here for anybody giving Anthony a little bit of shade. Sir, what do you do? Go sit down somewhere with your women hating movement. I don't care. The previous like a bunch of the same. Like, I'm ready for somebody to talk about something different. Like, okay, y'all copying each other, y'all ain't friends. Okay, what's going on next week? What's different going on in your life? So I'm not really excited about the previews.
I'm excited. I don't say excited. I just want to hear what they're going to say about each other because you get in that type of situation, like the truth really comes out, not in a good way. Because when Anthony response is going to be completely emotional, like I built this and da da da. I just really want to know.
Don't care again. Probably gonna fast.
I'm just curious.
So from my perspective,
Queen.
Everything that's coming in the future debunks everything we've seen in the past. How y'all were advocating, you was in this man's white face talking about, I know him for 11 years and his greatness and da 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 and his potential. You know him for all this time, but now both of y'all sitting saying y'all don't really know each other at all. So one, how is it that Brandon allowed this man who don't really know him to come at his wife's neck like that in the past, like in the episodes we saw before? So everything we about to see debunks everything we saw already. Y'all don't know each other. Y'all don't know what each other do. Y'all don't know if y'all got skills or talent in the thing. All y'all know is you wanted Brandon to go to the club so y'all could do the show thing. That's what you know. And Christina seemed to be standing in the way of that.
But I don't even think she's standing in the way. It's that he lied. Like,
he's yellow belt. What I said, yellow.
If you stop lying, his wife wouldn't act the way that she acts. Like, just tell the truth. If you aren't doing anything, why are you lying about it?
Yeah, so I think I think it'll depend on honestly what they really show us, because to me they have said that they've been friends for 20 years, which means that Anthony and Brandon's friendship predates his marriage, theoretically. So to me, for
That
you
boy's
to
out
say
there.
now that you don't know what Anthony does, then this is something that you've been thinking all along. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it is. Like sometimes you have people who you think are your cool friends, and y'all get into an argument, and they bring back something from like 10 years ago, and you looking
Look,
like, B, you really ain't been my friend for 10 years if you've been holding on to it.
100%,
So
100%.
that's what is what will be interesting,
It's the
because what
undercurrent.
they both say in this moment will probably seems like it has to be things that they have been sitting on beyond this argument.
Yes.
So if
That
they
means
show it,
Brandon and Latoya should know all about the original affair as well.
that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. So when Anthony started acting confused, like what,
He
or
did.
you didn't, I didn't realize he didn't support
Right.
his wife. I
Right.
thought you were friends with him for 20 years. How you not know? So so I think more will come out, but it'll be interesting because it does go back to what Goody is saying. Like y'all showed us one thing in the first episode. Have y'all been friends for 20 years? Yay or nay?
Nay.
I believe they have been. No, I believe they've been. I don't. I must say that maybe not the besties, but they've been in each other's circles.
Right. Yeah. Like I
I
agree.
think, you know.
I agree, Kamisha. But I think they've also been harboring some stuff that they haven't really been real with each other. Because Brandon, to me, Brandon was kind of acting like he had all this respect for Anthony, which I don't think he actually has. And and so maybe we'll get to really see it, because for Brandon to be like, we don't even know what you do, and it's like, dude, you manage talent that you sleeping with or whatever, emotionally close to, however you want to call
Yes.
it.
Really know
So
what
it's
Brandon
like,
did either. Tell the truth.
right. So I'm like, Brandon, we don't know what you're doing. And I mean, it could be clearer what Anthony is doing. We just know he was trying to do film production. I don't know. And then and I think maybe it's the editing, because even in talking about, he trying to cut out Brandon, and Brandon's like, well, I'm going to take care of the talent. Then it still seems some confusion for Anthony even saying like, well, what's your role in this project? And that answer wasn't very clear. So
He said he was doing marketing and everything else that need to be done.
Right. So what does that mean? Does that mean you sweeping? You sweep.
Wait, what?
You sweeping the club if it needs to be
Not,
swept. Like, what is
not
you
the
doing?
gopher. Go give me some coffee. Stop.
Right, exactly. So that's
what he
exactly
said.
my point. Because my cheeks, marketing, I got everything else that needs to be done. That's like some vague BS type stuff. Like, what does that even mean?
Lord have mercy, ladies. It sounds like y'all got down deep. At least I got to get in there with y'all last whatever it was, child. So all in all, even though the queen said it was a fast forward queen, all my queens came in late. You know I was asleep. I got to point out what y'all did too. I got to, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it because I want to hear myself snore for one. But
I know you need to do some TikToks or some reels. Like when the episodes get dry, this is what we do.
oh my god, I'm literally gonna do that. Was it that loud, y'all? God, when I tell y'all
microphone.
You said what?
It was directly in the microphone.
Girl, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. So you can have plenty of clips, girl. You can do reels for days.
Oh my god.
It'll be fun though.
Well, at least y'all know I grind my ass off. Okay, damn.
You know that.
You do.
The last time I fell asleep, nobody knew but mine. And I don't know how she guessed it. She thought I was drunk. I think I was on live with Goody and Erica or something. I don't know what happened, girl. I was out. And I was alive. I was asleep the entire time, and then I don't know what happened. I popped in, and I just ended it, and I was asleep the whole. One of my best sleeps ever. But anyway, these are my people. I love these content creators. I love these queens. They are everything, and I'm happy they carry my life. I pretty much have to do anything. They just kind of, I just kind of jumped in, like, at the end, I just hopped on the bike and said, let's go and finish this ride out. So I'm going to finish this ride out because I am going to go completely asleep. And I want to snore getting in y'all ear. And I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but not sorry. I always give a show. What's going on everybody's channel before we roll about it here? Kimberly, what's going on your channel, baby girl?
This week will be Wednesday with me and Evie. I plan on doing a Big Brother chat probably Thursday or Friday, but I have my niece and nephew with me, and I'm not really used to having little kids in a really long time, so it might be more sporadic this week than how
Right.
it usually is.
Gotcha. Good. What's going on with you, mama?
I'm still setting up to do a Better Late Than Never where I go back. Kiss My Cheeks. If you want to watch the Grown and Gospel and talk about it, we could do it.
Let me know because you said it was good. I'll look it up on
Good.
demand.
Watch the first episode and see if you're into it. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm prepping to do a Better Late Than Never and talk about a lot of these shows. And I think Mod is going to try to make me do stuff because, you know, if you see me on my channels, because she bullied me. Because she's a bully.
First of all, that she gets it from her mentor, because I was sure about to say, Goody, hurry up. And I'm going to
Okay.
leave that there.
Okay, bullies. Y'all right. Y'all right.
So anyway, Erica, you are next on
Okay.
that, ma'am. I know you are next, ma'am. What's going on? And I say that
Okay.
because you know what I mean when I say what's going on, ma'am.
I know. So I am doing Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm
Mhm.
doing 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days.
Oh wow.
I'm doing Love During Lockup. So that aired
Mhm.
Friday. So that episode, so my review should drop later today on that one. And then I'm doing oh my gosh, I'm like, can I get caught up on everything? So I'm doing
You
what's
will.
you call it? Average Joe.
Mhm.
And I'm going to do And Just Like That. So so that's it. But I think I've dropped a few of the. I'm almost caught. I have one more episode of Before the 90 Days to do, and then I'll be current. So I'll probably do that one either today, and then I'll do the review of tonight's episode maybe tomorrow. And then I'm cut up with Housewives of Atlanta. So those two I can start going live with this week. And yeah, so we're rocking and rolling, people. So come on down. Oh, and then I do some stuff with mods. I think because I think they're taking a hiatus on Huntsville, so maybe we'll do Bell Collective because I'm like I'll do a panel with Bell, but I just can't do the whole thing myself. But if Mod and Goody want to talk about Bell Collective tonight or tomorrow, we can do it.
Very good idea. Sounds like some good things are happening on you guys' channel. Actually, I don't really have anything. I'm still working on Ready to Love Dallas. That stuff I'm doing behind the scenes until I'm ready to whatever. But just do my regular stuff, covering what I cover and preparing for the challenge and Big Brother exit interviews. Laura said the same. So I just, preparing for big stuff. And a lot of good commentary and reviews and Twitter Spaces for Commission Reviews is back. If y'all know how it is up in there, we act a plum fool. So y'all, another chapter. Season 2 of Shenanigans on Twitter Spaces is going to be because we lit it up last summer. I don't care nobody say. I know I did. Okay.
Wait for
Toot my own
Twitter.
horn, but toot. So everybody hit me up since Big Brother has ended. When you gonna do Spaces again? So trust me, I got people out there that watch me. Well, not watch, listen. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, y'all, I am exhausted. I love y'all, but I am about to crash hard in the paint. Make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe and donate to Black Content Creator, all content creator, but please donate and subscribe to Black Content Creator. I want to say again, congratulations to one of my mentions I'm really proud of, Miss Kiss My Cheeks TV, who is not monetized. Make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe. All things the things. Yes. Y'all can too. DM me for more. The mentorship program is a thing. I love it. I'm not Tasha K. I will not take over. I want people to shine around me, period. All right, with that being said, O'Shea, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Bye.